It's very sad that President Tinubu's speeches, almost all of them, are now becoming a propaganda machine. 100% propaganda. No element of truth. No element of substance. None. It's unfortunate that any time now you sit down, you want to listen to the president talk, what you'll be hearing is complete propaganda, devoid of substance, devoid of truth, and making such broadcasts when people are suffering and dying out of hunger and hardship is disheartening. Throughout the whole speech, did you hear him mention how much Nigeria is owing now? Nigeria is owing $100 billion. That's about 150 trillion naira. And Tinubu borrowed almost half of this amount within 2 years. And he's telling you about economy improving. Everything his government is doing now is based on rebasing. Because they cannot stand up with the truth of the facts. They tell you they have based the GDP. They tell you they have based the inflation in order to manipulate the figures. Let me tell you the hoax that has become this government. Part of the propaganda they used to come into government is that by 2030 they will make Nigerian economy $1 trillion economy. After they are rebasing, Nigerian economy, the GDP is about $243 billion. The president is touting that the GDP has increased by 4.23%. 4.23% of the GDP. Give them even $280 billion. Dash them that, because at times they would issue the propaganda that is $280 billion. Because basically it's about 372 point something trillion naira, which is about $243 billion. But give them even $280 billion, growing at the rate of 4.24%, meaning each year there will be a growth of about $11.9 billion. In 5 years, it will be about $60 billion. If you add that to $280 billion, it will be about $340 billion by 2030. Not even up to about 30% of the propaganda that this government is deceiving people about. $1 trillion 2030, creating false hopes, creating false impression. Look at that speech. Did not even pay condolences to the hundreds that were massacred in Katsina, in Zamfara, worshiping God. And he's a Muslim. He picked another fellow Muslim ticket. Muslims dying in droves. Nothing to signify the level of security. And you can see how the young Somto Chukwu Maduago was murdered as a result of the insecurity problem. That is why people will tell you that when it comes to insecurity, you can't allow the criminals 1% success, because that 1% success can lead to irreparable, irreplaceable loss, which will be 100% to the people that are the victims of this. The young Sumter was massacred and died. The president could not recognize such terrible loss in a broadcast. 29-year-old lawyer, my learned colleague. And you know, broadcasting is part of the general entertainment in a way. They educate, they inform. And yet you have a president that is dishing out propaganda in the name of broadcast on an independent, an independent celebration. Now, what are the contents of his speech? He told you that inflation has gone down to 20 point something percent. Rebased. Please, has the cost of fuel per liter gone down? Has the cost of PMS, which is powering the whole inflation determination, has it gone down? Where did they get that figure from? Rebased. The cost of food, the only ones that have gone down are the ones that they harmfully ordered their importation. Rice, maize, and another crop. They imported it in order to create the impression that things are not going haywire. If you go to the market, you see the prices of all those ones that are not being imported still very high and has even gone up. And then those ones that they are now importing the expired rice, and all those things. Because they say these are some of the rice that they've stored abroad for more than 10 years. Why make the farmers to go and suffer under the security to produce, and they cannot sell now because you have ordered importation when you know that the prices are going haywire on healthy food? And it's a president that is telling you things are improving. If people are not dying in your village because of hunger and hardship, they are dying in my village in Soka because of hunger and hardship. So all those talk, they are simply bewitching Nigeria. I have said it before. And whatever APC says about itself is a lie. But they have upgraded now from the level of lies to the level of bewitchment through enchantments. That's what they're doing. Falsehood is no longer enough. They've now grown to enchantment so that they can bewitch. Now, what was the president saying? In the economy, he wants to let you know that non-oil export is improving. On what? Okay, let's start from revenue. By August, he said they have collected all the revenue. From where? Extorting the people through higher taxes, through higher tariffs. What are they producing that will make the revenue to increase? TINUBU'S government is serving the powerful, not the people. Can you imagine? In that speech, he said they have shared 330 billion naira in social investment program. To who? They say 8 million homes. They say 25,000 per month. Some have received 2 months. Where are they? People are moving more into poverty, and you're saying you're sharing money. But here is the annoying thing. They have shared 332 billion unaccounted money to people that probably some of them have died so long ago. Because to me, in my own opinion, they're just sharing that money amongst themselves. Recalling what happened, that EFCC is investigating that ministry. One person being found to be cutting away 40 billion naira. TINUBU'S humanitarian minister, within days or weeks of operating as a minister, billions, 3.2 billion then was brought out, and they said they were going to give 500 and something million to 4 states, and almost 3 billion was used. They say consultancy fee. You will see a minister getting as big as 400 and something million. They say consultancy fee to tell us how many number of poor people in the states. So that money you saw, in my own opinion, is being shared among the powerful and the people who are students in the name of Nel Fund, in the name of youth credo, or what do you call it? Corporation credo, youth credo. They say they are lending money to the youths. They will borrow to youths, lend to youths, lend to industries. But they will bring money in the name of social investment program and share among the powerful in the name of sharing it to homes. Assuming you're even sharing it to homes, you're teaching them to eat fish. So after the 3 months, what would each person use 75,000 to do after 3 months? No, what can 25,000 naira afford you? If you had used that 330 billion naira, for instance, in power, you know what it will have done. It will help most of those homes you're seeing to be able to start doing something, and their children from their house, because there is availability of power. If Awolowo is alive today, he will use that money and provide free education to the children, not borrowing money to the indigent students. Say they have borrowed about 140 or there about billion naira. They have borrowed to indigent students to go to school through Nel Fund. They will still come back to pay. Yet you're sharing. If you don't have money to provide education, healthcare, then you're sharing money among the powerful. So all those revenue you're seeing is more extortion from Nigerian people.
Can I take a That's what we see. That's what we see. APC scandalous. That's what we see. Since TINUBU make this national broadcast, it's become a problem. Now he don't do you for your mind. Now he don't do you. He don't make broadcasts. Sure, you don't hear what you want here. But has he solved anything? No. Since the day 3 days now, he made that statement. Almost over 3 different attacks in different places. In Oyo yesterday, I think they say kidnap one police. I think one inspector, one policeman, and the other one's ambush. 3 of them in Kwara State. They said Kwara State has been sold to these people. Not even, they said they have been sold. There's nothing anybody can do about it again. Kwara State. So people living in Kwara State. Now we don't know. May God save you now. Because they say Una State has been sold. They are not fighting insecurity now. Because I don't even think they can fight it. So these people, they sold the land to. They want to reclaim their territory now by doing everything to forcefully force people out of the community, so that they can take over. There's problem, serious problem. Serious problem. And again, this problem you are seeing now, the problem is not even to get Tinubu out of office in 2027. The problem is to solve the problem Tinubu created. It's going to take time. If another person comes into power tomorrow, it's still going to take time. The only thing is, when another person comes, at least maybe these people can even have a break to listen to what the person is going to say, to see what the person himself have in stock, how he's going to, the rebranding is going to rebrand the security architecture, all those things. They will have a break first. But if the person say weak, he cannot do anything, forget about the country. Just forget about it. That's why I'm saying Atiku hardly condemn all this by happening in the north. Is when it is too obvious. Everybody have made send or do condolences. Atiku, but ordinarily Atiku hardly condemn. But if that kind of person comes into power, that means he already have a link with them, I think. So it will be very difficult. So we are just in every corners of this country has been captured. Yet the person in Aso Rock, he formed a deaf ear to all the problems. He just to come and tell you what you need to hear and lie to himself, lie to Nigerians, deceiving himself. He says, this is the president. In the history of Nigeria, we never had this kind of president. They said when somebody is asleep, you try to wake him up, try to wake that person up. If he's truly asleep, when you touch, you wake the person will be awake, surprised. But if he pretends to be asleep, if he pretends to be asleep, you will do everything to wake him up. He's not going to wake up. That's what Tinubu is doing. Tinubu pretended to be asleep. Meanwhile, he's not sleeping. He formed a deaf ear to all the problems here and there. He will just come and announce to Nigeria, we give 30 billion, we give 330 billion to hungry Nigeria, no evidence, audio money. We do this, we create this initiative to borrow money to this, to borrow money to that. He didn't tell us how these people are going to pay the money back, pay the loan back. Students, you give to this, you give it with your right hand, you stole more from your left hand. If they finish from school, you are not creating jobs for them. So when they finish, they can able to get jobs, opportunity to pay the loan, those things. No, just come. You see, it's easy to condemn. Everything is not okay. This and this and that too. And the insecurity, I'm happy to say there is not peace in the land. Happy. Nonsense. You are happy. Why? Nation is money. You're happy to announce that insecurity, there is not peace in the land. There's peace. You are happy. Nation is money. What every corners in the country, money, people by here and there. You're happy to announce to your family. Nonsense. This and that. The major thing you focus on, say, exchange rate stabilize at 1,500, no more duplicate, this and that. Anyways, Kenneth Okoko, you listen to him. So the country has borrowed more in 2 years. It's going to borrow more in 4 years. In the remaining 2 years, it's going to borrow more because they're going to, election is just around the corner. So they're going to borrow more. Election season, they need money to run. All these people threatening here and there, they are going to pay them money. It's money. Money is going to go down in this election. You're not seeing before. And hungry Nigerians, that they will, Nigeria will, all this one, we just doing this. We at least people need to speak out so that it will not look as if APC have captured everybody or APC have juju. The juju whether they use for them, not go catch me. It not go catch me. I will continue to talk the way I see it because I don't grow, reach the age where I did. I never see this kind of government. Nobody don't see this kind of government before. Even if they promise that they fail, they not they deliver. This one is worse. If government that is worse than Buhari, what are you saying? Government that is worse than president that is worse than Buhari, what are you saying? Haba. Anyways, there's nothing. The only solution is be patient. We continue to preach, to report, to speak on the issues, so that the whole world will hear, know what is going on in the country, so that they will not believe in what APC are saying, what Tinubu is saying. That one, they're full of lies, propaganda. So that's why we are here to do this, so that you know what is going on. Everything APC said, they're liar. We know them from day one. So don't take their word for it. You can't bank on Tinubu's statement. You can't bank on it. If Tinubu is a check, the bank will bounce it back. It's full of lies, deceit. So 2027 is here for you, for us to decide again if we still want to continue in this trajectory. Otherwise, it will consume every one of us. But I hope it should not get to that time when you are not able to step out of your house. You're not able to, even if you live you live in the city, wherever you live, I hope it will not get to that time when you are not able to step out of your house. Otherwise, then there's a problem. So nobody want NEPA in Nigeria. If you resort to that one, so be it. Anyways, what do you think? Please share this video and please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy. Now run out for me. Subscribe.